All right, away we go. It is the Nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com, brought to you as always by our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Get down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up, save yourself 15%. Or go through the app, get yourself some delivery. They will bring it pretty much anywhere inside the 275 loop. And you will have Galactic at your house. And as Jeff can attest to, and I can attest to, it will be hot still. Like it comes out of that fryer so hot that it will still be hot when it gets to your house. You can count on that. All right, let's get going. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel, as you can see, because we have our names.
They're here.
Right there.
Yeah.
Aaron, some interesting Big 12 news afoot.
There is some interesting Big 12 news. So earlier this week, the Big 12 announced a partnership with Translation. Translation being a marketing company that I'd assume Brett Yormark has worked with in the past, as they did have ties to the NBA, the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Knicks, the NFL. So they've been tied to some big names and I guess their goal is to do exactly what Brett Yormark said on the day that he was announced as commissioner officially, where he made his first public appearance, I guess, as commissioner at the Big 12 Media Days,
Yes.
where he said he wanted to go younger, he wanted to skew hipper, and he used a lot of those buzzwords.
He talked about using influencers
Correct.
to promote products, using music to promote things. Like I would assume you would see things like big time artists performing at Big 12 championships, basketball and
without
football.
a doubt.
Like, could you imagine Jay-Z at the halftime of the Big 12 championship game, something along those lines?
It'd be something.
Beyonce.
The price tickets would be outrageous.
Right. But that's everybody, like that's Super Bowl level entertainment.
Sure.
Like, at your event.
Like, absolutely.
So, it's not, Gladys Knight and the Pips or whatever. I can't remember where we were that they had like an old, like 60s.
Probably after a Reds game. I feel like that's
no. It was in a bowl game. I can't remember which bowl game it was because I saw them in like the tunnel as I was coming back from smoking a cigarette at halftime.
Shocker.
Like, yeah, going out and coming off of the field. Like it was like stuff like that. Like they want to become the conference that is connected to the things that kids pay attention to.
So that's already been in the works. I think that was announced. What's today? Today's Wednesday. I think that was announced Sunday night, Monday?
Yeah.
Maybe Monday. So worth mentioning, as the news that came out today is that the Big 12 is looking to close the deal on the new media rights with Fox and ESPN within potentially a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
So this puts them far ahead of the Pac-12, which has not really begun negotiating. And
okay, so let's clarify this. The Pac-12 tried to get the jump on the Big 12 by opening their exclusive rights window. When you open your exclusive rights window, there's two trains of thought. You can't get to the open market until you open your exclusive rights window.
Mm-hmm.
So if your long-term goal is to get to market, you open the exclusive rights window as soon as you can. Once that expires, then you can go to the open market and see what the open market has for you. Or you can open your exclusive rights window with the intent to re-up with your partners. Yes. I think, and this is what we're starting to see play out, I think the Pac-12 opened up their exclusive rights window knowing they weren't going to get what they wanted from their exclusive partners.
Mm-hmm.
So they had every intention of going to open market. The Big 12 had a different idea.
I agree.
A different plan. And that plan was, guess what? There is still a shit ton of value in ESPN and Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Getting your games in front of people, getting your games on national television,
Mm-hmm.
however you want to slice it now, guess what? ESPN and FS1 and obviously Fox is one of the original, network channels.
Correct.
Not original, but one of the, over-the-air network
following.
channels.
Yeah.
Well, somebody would be like, well, CBS, NBC, and ABC were the originals. Assholes. So I think the way this is playing out, that tells you that assumption probably true. And I think it would be a huge boon for the Big 12 to get this done and be like, all right, we're going to be the one conference, because what do we have now? The Big 10 no longer on ESPN. They have gone Fox.
Mm-hmm.
The SEC and the ACC are ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
There is a space for a conference that kind of lives in both worlds.
Correct. Now,
is there space for two of those? I don't know.
Obviously, Yormark wants to. He's made it no secret that he wants to expand into late night. So we know that he still has ideas of poaching somebody.
Well, this is where it gets interesting, because there is a belief that there are some schools that feel like if the Pac-12 goes all in on streaming, there's going to be some schools that jump.
Correct.
And it feels like that's what they're thinking. Like, Fox doesn't seem all that interested in that, like
living in the streaming world.
Fox doesn't seem all that interested in overpaying for the late night window, for that 10 o'clock window kickoff. Okay. ESPN obviously wants it. Is ESPN going to overpay for it? Or are they going to pay what the Pac-12 thinks they're worth? I don't know.
Well, one of the terms that's been kicked around as the Big 12 media news has started to come out is going pro rata. What does pro rata mean? Pro rata means that if you add schools at some point in time, the dollar amount that you've negotiated for can go up based on the quality of your product.
Yeah, that's just part of expansion. Like that's, you either do it one of two ways. You reopen, you agree to reopen
mm-hmm.
and renegotiate, or you just say,
but if you already have it in the terminology of the contract, you've already skipped that step. You know what I mean? Like you're getting ahead of the curve, knowing that you're going to be looking for.
Now, why would ESPN do that?
Because now your Big Ten seems to be out of the conversation for California, for Stanford, for Oregon, for Washington. And if you are looking at the differences between those four schools and the four corner schools, I think that there's probably a little bit more value in those four schools than in the four corner schools. If you're talking football, which is where the money is.
A place like Cal, I disagree. Like that place they don't care about.
Look, even if you only end up with two of those, and those two are Oregon and Washington.
Those two of the four corners.
Who cares if you do?
But here's the point I was going to get to. ESPN doesn't do anything without knowing.
No, they're usually 17 steps ahead of everyone because their hand is in everything.
Right. They're not doing pro rata if it's going to be like San Diego State and UNLV.
Well, at that point, you could make the argument that this doesn't enhance your product. And Yormark has said that he is not doing anything that is going to diminish the product, but will only make steps that enhance the product. He's also said that $43 million, which is where the schools currently stand at with their current deal, is going to be going up. Why? What a quote to come back.
Put it on the table.
Why? Because I'm a good salesman.
Because I'm a baller. Baller, shot caller, 20-inch ribs on the Impala.
I'm not convinced that Brett Yormark has not gotten to the position that he is at without some mafia ties. I'm just saying. The dude walks in like, why? Because I'm a dude.
Because I'm a boss.
I feel like he's got a lot of I don't know, a lot of je ne sais quoi about him that Bowlesby simply did not have.
Some might say big dick energy.
I mean, the dude is he's been active now for almost 4 months.
Yeah.
And he's already
he also took the job. He just claimed the job a month early.
And he's elbowing his way in what appears to be a seat at the table with the Big Ten in the SEC. Now, you're not going to be getting the same meal as the people at that table, but you are elbowing your way into sitting at the table.
You're not at the kids' table.
With the Big Ten and the SEC.
They at least let you sit with them. They're giving you the parts of the bird that they don't want. You're at the table.
The end game here is for Brett Yormark to be laughing at George Kliakoff, who's sitting at the kids' table, wondering what the hell just happened.
Introducing himself to Chuck or the AAC guy. I already erased his name from my memory.
What is that dude's name? I can't remember either.
All I was getting was the like Chuck Sullivan and like the media. I mean, I know it's that like I'm an idiot for forgetting it off the top of my head.
Mike Oresco.
Yeah, Oresco. That's him.
There we go.
Oh, what's his nuts?
We got there.
Old man Oresco's boy.
I don't know. If you are not excited about this move into the Big 12, you have every reason to be excited. This isn't anything like the AC. This isn't anything like Conference USA. This isn't anything like even the Big East. This is uncharted territory for the University of Cincinnati. And when stories like this come out, it's not without reason. There's full reason that this has been leaked already.
As I said on the nightcap or on the BCJ podcast tonight, like it's common practice for there to be verbal agreements long before there are contractual agreements, because in the process, you have to come to a verbal agreement before they do the contractual agreement. Now, I'm not saying I know that there's a verbal agreement in place. What I am saying is if we are potentially weeks from something being announced, everybody's on the same page. You know what I mean? Like, sure, there is still the option that this doesn't get done, the window closes, and they revisit in 16 months.
Yeah.
Brent Yormark doesn't seem like the type of guy that wants to wait 16 months. He seems like the type of guy that wants to be proactive.
Yesterday, right.
And once it in the Pac-12's face, good luck.
Well, because the Pac-12's made it personal, right? I mean, George Kliakoff has done everything that he can think of to try and be like, no, this like he's like
messed with my
the kids.
USC and UCLA are going to the Big Ten, and it's the Big 12's fault.
He's the kid stomping because mom and dad wouldn't get him candy at the grocery store, right? Like screaming and stomping, throwing himself on the ground, like.
But if they can place on the table, this is how much per school per year, and the Pac-12 can't come anywhere close, well, guess what? Then those Pac-12 schools are looking.
And if it's more than 43, and let's say the Big 12 as it currently exists, let's say it gets to, 45, 50. And then you potentially add in a West Coast, maybe in Oregon, maybe Washington. Maybe you start flirting with some bigger numbers.
Right. You know, it is what it is. So we'll see how it goes. That's going to wrap it up tonight. We will see you back here tomorrow at some point. This is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
Sit.